Hey guys, today is Monday the 4th, 2022, and I wanted to go over some of the markets. The ones I'm going to go over here on my watch list. We'll start with the dollar. As you can see, the dollar is pretty good. It's pretty strong, and it's just trying to close above 99, but it's having a tough time. A lot of mixed signals here. A lot of PPS buys and sell, but we haven't had any in the weekly, so the trend is still up. The dollar is just kind of consolidating, going sideways. UEC pretty much last couple of weeks has just been in a range. We had a PPS sell signal, a buy signal, and now a sell signal. The point of control is at 469. Value area high is at 530. The value area low is at 323. There's some support right here. Is at 387. Also some support right here by the cloud on the daily. It looks like it may probably get a pop tomorrow. But then the weekly looks like it's about to like turn negative on the MACD. But so far it's in the higher range here in regards to price levels. So let's see how we close this week. But looking at the MACD on the weekly, it looks like it's losing momentum, and it could possibly get a crossover, and then you probably get a PPS sell signal, and then the candles could turn lower. So there'll be some support here, but it's just kind of chopped to sideways. DNN, same thing. They're all playing the same thing. Nothing really new here. Just kind of going sideways. MACD is a little negative, but it could turn positive and maybe it could do a one leg up, but we'll see. HIVE, it's hitting resistance here at the value area high 231. There's also resistance here at the cloud, and it's in the cloud, so it's going to get volatile and wild. But the future's looking positive. On the daily chart, you still got a negative crossover on the MACD. But you can say that there's still selling pressure. You could probably, find support somewhere around here in the 50 and the 20. On the weekly, you need to get above at least the 20 SMA. You got the point of control, which is at 215. Value area high would be that $3 and change, somewhere around there, 359, 375. Once you get over there, at least the 50 and this key level right here, 298, pretty much $3. But the MACD is positive, so that's good. The momentum is still to the upside, but there's some selling pressure. We had a Tom DeMark knife candle. We almost kissed the top of the linear regression channel. So you could consolidate, could push even lower, and then I could probably see another leg higher. TCJ, we was very close to taking out that March 23rd high. I was on the April 1st, but it failed. It's still consolidating sideways. Value area high is still that 29.14. Got a MACD crossover. And here you only had one sell, but you haven't a PPS sell, but you haven't had a buy. The trend is still up above the moving averages. These are Heikin-Ashi candles. You can see that it's still, just looking at the MACD, looks like it's getting the momentum is slowing down a little bit. So we'll see how it plays out, what the close will be this week. URA, we never got to take out that November 8th high, so this is the weakest of the bunch. Chemical is the leader. You got the value area high, 2675, that for some reason you can't have a weekly close above it. Here's another target if it gets momentum this week, 2839. Linear regression channels are pointing down. The cloud on the futures weekly, it's negative, and it looks like it now is going to start turning positive. On the daily, it's positive, but just kind of like in a rut. It's not making a higher high, just made a lower low, and now is it going to go retest November 8th high, or is it going to retest the 1871 low of January? That remains to be seen. AppHarvest, once we hit that $7, that magic number, it's been pulling back. You got a MACD sell signal here. Nothing on the PPS. You have a PPS sell signal here, and you're below the mobile bands. So it went back again down. And it looks like this is going to be some kind of support right here, 485. If not, around here where the 50 SMA is at 422, possible support right here, which kind of lines up with the value area low at 424. We lost a point of control on the weekly, and we didn't close up on the value area high. URNM kind of looks the same as DNN, and actually looks more like URA. Couldn't take out the November A high. Chemical did, but now it's dealing with the March 23rd. So it's kind of the same thing. Not too much to talk about there. Crude oil, it's finding support at the 50, so that's good. It's just chop, a lot of back and forth above the cloud. Like you got a MACD buy signal, and so far it could probably get a nice pop once it closes above the 107, which is the point of control. You have a target of 114, and if it could retest the 130. Right now, the weekly, you're just chopping around the value area high of 104. You got a crossover MACD, so it's kind of iffy here, but overall the trend is up. That's what's important. Gold. What's interesting about gold is that we had a seasonality play from March to 21st for a possible turnaround. Somewhere around right here. 21st was right here. You got this pop, you got this trap, bull trap, and now it's back. It's consolidating right at the point of control, 1932. You can see right here, this line on the cloud. It's confirming that as support, or it could be resistance wherever gold is going to be at. Below the 20, you're going to have support here at the 50. The trend line, linear regression channels are pointing up. It's kind of chopping right here. The weekly MACD is negative. It's just kind of going sideways, trying to hold this value area high of 1918. Okay, here we have HG copper. As you can see, just kind of consolidated. We got a PPS buy signal, so the trend is up. MACD confirming it, holding value area high. Possible targets, if it could push higher, it could be this one right here, this pivot high, 479, and it's actually at 480 right now. So if it could close above there, you could probably retest that high, or at least $5 all the way up there. So far, copper looks good. Natural gas got a nice pop, a nice momentum, 585, so that looks good. Above the cloud, above the value area high, $5, so that's strong. And we're up 581, so yeah, we're up above the value area high. Possible targets is linear regression channel, 606, and even higher, 637. So far, everything looks good on this chart for higher prices. Silver, it's not doing too good. Let's look at the weekly. It's in the cloud, so it's negative. It's just got a PPS sell signal and the MACD crossover. in the cloud, volatility is going to increase, and at 25.17, it's going to be now resistance. You try to hold that 50 SMA. You got the 20 down here. So far, on the not in the short term, in the midterm, it's very kind of consolidating more to the weaker side, and you can see that silver has been doing the same thing. Once we got that couple of PPS buy and sell signals, but now this could be probably support, just that 20, and this linear regression channel, 50 SMA 24 to 45. It's a value area low of 23.13. There's a lot of support here, so let's see how it plays out. You see that very oversold, but I guess you got to wait at least maybe for the MACD and the weekly to kind of get in sync. But I would probably stay away from silver for now. We couldn't even close above 20.27 and stay above there, so it's going to be difficult. We got the last two, which is the crypto, and you can see that Bitcoin is above the cloud on the daily, so that's good. Lead regressions are pointing up above all the moving averages. Although you got to sell PPS on the 31st, the MACD is negative, so it could probably retrace back. Maybe find support here at that 44. It's a couple of things, but so far it's a little stronger. On the weekly, you can see that you got a MACD buy signal on the 31st, and it's been pushing higher. It's going to be resistance on Bitcoin somewhere around 4,900, just because you can see that cloud level right there is going to be strong. It's just chopping back and forth. If it could break above that, I can see a possible target of that 58 right here, which is a value area high. So far, the weekly is looking good. The trend is looking good. The regression channel is still pointing down, but if it's going to get momentum, this is going to have to turn around. But so far, it's looking good. And lastly, Ethereum. We're above the cloud on the short term. There's a crossover in the MACD, but the trend is still up and it's still pushing higher. We got this level right here, 34.90, and it's already at 35.33. So far it's looking good. Possible targets is going to be somewhere around that 38.11, somewhere right there with a linear regression channel. Now the weekly, you can see that actually 4,000. That's the point of control. I can see, I can see anywhere between that 38 and 4,000 possible target if it's continue going higher. But you can see the momentum is looking good. The volume is a little weak, but we shall see. That's it for market recap. Let's see how we close these markets this week, and then we'll do an update.